Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back. We are here for map number 2, which has been an absolute tear for Encore. They've got a pretty good run of matches so far today, you know, only losing out to one in an absolute saga, 31-29 on Inferno to DGG earlier, and they've made the wise choice of banning that one out into not Greyhounds, and that has allowed for a selection of Mirage, one that we don't typically see from Encore. However, we know that Grat and Azza do have a little bit of a background of being able to play this map, and I'm very, very excited to see what it is going to look like for the side. However, not Greyhound, a solid team on this map. So, is going to be some A utility on the set, and a straight on march. Gratisfaction, the only one sitting back in CT with the kit in hand.
Encore have played this twice in the last year against Renegades, so that's it.
There you go.
Against this team, and Sicoj found the opener on towards Gratisfaction. A rotation starts to happen, but a lot of space has already been found by Not Greyhound.
Default plan in towards CT. It's going to be a very, very big duel here. One single flash for Alistair. They need to call it at the right time. There's the footsteps, there's the flash in, and it's a little bit awkward on both sides, but Azza and Savage, that's the opener that they desperately needed. Alistair now having to fall away. This is not an advantage for Not Greyhound at all. Sterling's found another. Oh my god, it's a clean sweep. That's such a good round. They're even almost on for the knife.
That's insane.
What a absolutely insane retake. Like, that one single flash into CT has done it all.
That is an absolute perfect amount of flash and perfect frags as well. Gratisfaction loses his life first, and that's it from the side of Encore. They hold it down, and now we didn't realize how close we actually were to starting in towards this series, because we never really know when they're calling for it. But so the last time these guys actually played it, right? For LFO, when they were under LFO, Encore, against Renegades in the last year is the only time they've actually played Mirage. They lost 16-7 in IEM Fall 2021. So that's going back to October last year, start of October, and then it was also September where they lost 16-13 against Renegades. So it's been a while.
Well, getting that plant, obviously it does mean that we do see the Force Buy come back in. Deagles, Kevlar, a couple of Galils as well to work with. But they've got 4 M4s, Encore. So it's a winnable side. Both, you would say the advantage actually going the way of Encore for once, which is nice in a pistol round. You don't often see it go that way in that second round on the CT side. So the Force back in. Azza will be taken by Vexite. Nice and sharp, but he's taken very, very low. Might actually want to swap over to Alistair or Inns if he gets the opportunity. Hazard's into the apartments. Very aggressive. There's that trade-off. It's actually going to go the way back of Inns. Vexite just with the dig for now. All they've got to do is deal with one pesky Hazard. And they've got the round potentially, but we did say that before, right? Site was taken. Is Liaz going to clear this? They surely are going to be onto the line unless Hazard's got something big, just needing to trade. Trade is secured, and now the rotation is there. They've got plenty of utility to ensure site security here. And Savage is also caught on the spot. Smoke down towards short. That is going to be where Gratisfaction is heading. Sterling out. Very aggressive. Going to be able to find it. Grat also dropping another. This round is turning on its head very, very quickly. Bomb still yet to be planted. They're going for the fight. But where is Grat going? Back towards the market side. And Savage still alive, and we know how he has been popping off today.
Time to settle down. There is a kit for Savage, but with no more utility and an attempted boost onto the side. This could be very cheeky. Inns is going to have a line that Savage is not going to be expecting if the first member out is him, and it is indeed. Headshot taken off. Gratisfaction following pursuit, but traded dinked as well. Alistair for the swing and the closer of the round. Hold on with one, and it goes to Not Greyhound.
Very, very nice response there from Not Greyhound. They are able to trade out well. But Encore certainly kept the pressure on. Wasn't an easy round by any means, and now they have to force their way back in. Cash, not really available at all. It's going to be Deagles all around. MP9. So they're just going to be careful that they don't play these long lines. As we've seen, Sterling, Hazard, these Deagles, Savage. So sharp. But Gratisfaction could be an important MP9 here. The only sort of benefit here is that Liaz, you know, after playing with them for so long, knows exactly the mind of Azza and how it will work on a map of Mirage.
Oh, this is cheeky from Gratisfaction. Maybe an overextension. The flash is supposed to help him, but it's actually going to help him escape instead of find damage. So can potentially give over that MP9 to one of the other boys. Play with Deagle instead. HE grenade to absolutely land on Sterling. Take him down to within an inch of his life. Yeah, good little catch. Why have you used the footy reference?
Sports ball? Okay. Two big important frags here. This will be a complete economic reset on the Encore side if they're unsuccessful into this round. But Hazza, there's that sharp eagle I was talking about. Does spot one, and now he knows that Inns is not too far behind. He's got a second. Look at Hazza. Ripping heads clean off of the shoulders. They have to clear him. Ooh, Ali, okay. They can breathe for just a second. But losing members here, I mean, again, they're going to send Encore into disarray. They're going to have an eco for sure. But losing any more of these rifles is just not okay for the side of not Greyhound and what their economy is going to look like in future. So I think what they're going to do is Encore, they're going to take away these Galils, put them into the next round, play some exits, and try to just continue this economic punishment. Oh, man, it is such a refreshing treat. I've got to admit, like, seeing this level of contest, seeing this level of pressure applied to not Greyhound, it's not them kind of lacking, right? Sure, they're not playing their absolute best for sure, but I don't think nor are Encore. Like, Encore only going to keep improving, only going to keep getting better as the roster settles. So
it's like
having this level of domestic competition again is just so nice.
Like I mentioned earlier on as well, one player substituting out you can work with a lot easier than two players substituting out. So for Gratisfaction and Azza to have, you know, chemistry between each other, it also goes a long way. But to slot in
like
with
combining
new
two
players,
rosters, you know?
Exactly.
So there's definitely some benefit taken from there. You know, they would have been having a certain level of confidence to float Mirage in the pool. This is one that not Greyhound have lent into very comfortably over the years. And now the rotation is here. Everyone wrapping in. My God, they're going to have to be careful here, not Greyhound. All five.
Cheeky boost up for Azza. Oh, but he needs to stick with it. He'll be rewarded for a flag on toward Inns. Opening pick once more to Encore.
Start. And they're just in such an awkward angle right now. Walking straight out. Alistair not looking. Hazza's already got another. Here's Azza. Oh no, this is going absolutely haywire.
Yeah,
around that should never been secured by Encore gets happening. Like, just the ability to push forward, like, not Greyhound, do not get this pressure from anywhere else. And now all of a sudden, it is night and day, the level of Counter-Strike that is being brought in by Azza, by Gratisfaction, not as individuals, but as a new roster, as a new unit.
The difference that having an established IGL with worlds of experience brings in than having someone that you have to also build them up as an IGL is really making a difference.
Someone well respected too, you know, someone that everyone's just going to shut the hell up and listen to.
Yeah. But also just the individual confidence that you can feel from this roster that we're able to observe, right? The fact that Savage is being put in great positions, the fact that Hazza's being allowed to just work around, the fact that Sterling is given confidence with the AWP as well and to take things onto his own shoulders where required. It's a level of Counter-Strike that Encore, we knew that they were capable of, but we hadn't really seen it too often until now.
Just allowing so much development for the individuals here. Great shot from Liaz, but all they can really hope for here is just some damage. M4 recovered, so at least that's a slight reward. Sicko's going to be... Ooh, no, maybe not, but Azza will catch. Further damage done.
Oh, he's jumping.
Okay. Liaz.
He's got another.
Liaz.
Check him PC, please.
Check him PC. That's not allowed. Jesus. Bomb dropped, though. That's the only sort of benefit here. However, position is nigh for Alistair into the market. Going underpass now. This could mean everything right now. If they manage to get this pinch onto Gratisfaction, that's a Galil being recovered. Doesn't want to give any more away. Alistair's going to clear out mid. Hazza. He's that's another one. This is a complete and utter eco right now. Where do they go? What answer do they have here?
They heard
to run up
shoot.
short.
They heard him shoot it A earlier.
But they have to get the cross. They have to hold it. Oh, Liaz! He's a kangaroo. It's Australian. And they've just won a round that they also didn't deserve to win. So 50-50 now. They're on even pages. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, when you get Liaz, you know, hopping and toing and throwing and everything around the map just like that, from P250 to stolen A1S to just the shots coming through. Like, how did they even get the read that Hazza went into the ladder room at that perfect amount of time? Like, I don't think he made any noise. Maybe he didn't. We just didn't hear it. I don't know, but the timing was impeccable. We're going to a fresh
now
rounds now.
Alistair.
Yeah, double window swing. And at least there is a final trade for ins onto Azza. But now he'll just be calling from the grave. So he still has work to do.
Yeah. Straight into window, the double up. They weren't expecting that at all. Savage got a much more aggressive line, saw the second peak, didn't know that it was going to be that deep down. Sterling's already in Palace. Like, this is crazy. Oh, man. So again, as we know, Gratisfaction, that's secondary AWP. This is what I talked about as we did wrap up the previous map of Vertigo. Ins and Vexite in the apartments. They are going to have to go for this, and it's going to be an ugly one. But Vexite, he is sharp, so at least there's an opening. Clearing out Get right now. Molotov can go in, but it's on to Ins in a 1 versus 3. And the AWP is not the weapon to do it with, but he's feeling naughty. He's feeling quick. And the flick will only connect one for now. Just have to buy time as much as possible. Getting onto the cross. Hazza, bit of damage dealt. That Molly is going to be hot under the collar. And now Hazza, we talk about duos, Sterling and him. They're an experienced couple. That's all we know. Sterling's just going to be sitting market ever so patiently. Hazza, the no-scope not quite connecting here, and Hazza's got enough to close the round. 3-3 the scoreline. Oh, man. This is Encore very much stabilizing their economic position because not Greyhound are going to force again.
Yeah,
there's no other way about it.
This game is just turbulent right now. You know, it's just toing and froing in those wins. We've got a pause to come on down just to have a conversation once more for everyone in the server. I thought a bit of a relaxation for Encore with their plan to come in here, but also for Not Greyhound, what the purchase is actually going to look like. Because Alistair, Vexite, and Ziko don't have money. Liaz and Ins do. So they are going to do the math. And they're going to get a bit of an establishment around it.
Bit of juggling. There we go.
Can you juggle?
No.
No.
I also can't solve a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, it's difficult when you can't see the squares.
My brain looked like that chicken fillet, smooth.
With the skin off.
Anyway. Yeah, correct. Okay. So, no one has had an established lead at all. Big individual performances. Big reads, big plays. Sicko. Even changing it up, going the MP5. The silenced. This has been a stressful day. My God.
And we're just sitting
Can't
here
quite
talking.
find it. Yeah, legit. Both got work tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Big days ahead. Dream hack around the corner. Flying out Tuesday. Looking forward to it all. See you all there. Return to Australian Counter-Strike land. Beautiful things. More LAN ahead in the year as well. But finding out who will be the victor here again, you know, they've both put up a really, really solid case. We saw some moments from the side of Not Greyhound on Vertigo. Of course, they did manage to find their way into the upper bracket final relatively convincingly.
Oh, this could be a big opener from Alistair, actually. No one's checked in properly. That's a late on towards Sterling. Flashbang in. If it was a smoke, it wouldn't have been respected. You know that for sure. And now for Savage. He doesn't have an idea that someone has been boosted into the window room just yet. But now he does. Sterling found the opener. Savage to double down. And this lockdown around the A side is certainly starting to come into fruition. Sicko pick up the boomstick from his fallen comrade, but with 35 seconds to go, they need to get this bomb in and they need to do it now. Otherwise, they just need to call it and save the weaponry for the next round. That is your teammate, unfortunately.
You can just see they're not on the same page at all. Whereas Encore are just cool, calm, and collected, walking into jungle here. Liaz will be able to get the catch, but now they've got to clear this default position. Gratisfaction has been alive for way too long here, and he should be absolutely fine. Ins has to try and find the fight, and Liaz... Oh, Gratisfaction, a big 3K uncontested, and there is the second round secured. That's all that Encore needed to find some stability. The reset of the economy is now here for Not Greyhound. Encore will find 5. Unless we see some, you know, garbage that we saw out of Liaz before.
Yeah.
But I'll stick with it. All they can hope for here is damage.
Needs to purchase that P250. That's all I'm saying. We'll see. It's going to be the creep up in towards the apartments for them. See just what they can do, I guess. Oh, they're actually going to drop in towards unders and then meet up with ins later. Look, it's fine. All the footsteps will be heard by Azza over on short. So this is one of those rounds again where you kind of just take it for what it is. You throw your HE grenades in, get some good damage. Alistair needs a block. That's all he needs to be able to contributing towards this round as the firearms from
come on, Sterling.
Those frags are absolutely scrumptious.
You can tell how confident they're feeling if Sterling is just, I don't need the AWP, just going to run around with the deagle. I mean, it is an eco, sure, but to hit those 3 heads is a pretty comfortable position. I don't think Not Greyhound would have ever been sitting down here and thinking that they were going to be the underdog. But that's certainly how it feels right now with the way Encore have been playing. They've already ripped away Vertigo. That one's gone.
And that's a band-aid ripping as well.
That is a band-aid ripping, mate. Not like the thick one too, you know, the sports bandage.
Ooh.
That one hurts.
Yes. We've got a bit of an unders drop right now with a smoke that they are going to absolutely abuse.
Inz is gone. Oh, it's so beautiful. Like, it's literally like a rebirth, a phoenix rising out of the ashes for Hazard, Savage, and Sterling. And now they're out. They are heading towards B, but they've completely overlooked Azza. I think they know he must be there, but there's so many different angles that they are yet to clear, and Azza now spotted. They will be able to at least equalize back to a 4-on-4, but they are weakened. Site secured. Still Vex site top mid. When's he going to make a decision? When's he going to make a play? Sicko burns down. Molotov. It's good. And now Gratisfaction, is he going to be aware? Spotting it, he will, but at least that's going to be enough for Vex site for now. Bringing it back to a 3-on-3. Now the utility starts to head out. I don't know if Liaz is going to be ready for this. He is spotting, gets one. Alistair another. And now it is all on a Sterling, who is way too far away. This is going to be a save for sure. And some respite again for Not Greyhound.
Yeah, good recovery from Not Greyhound in this round as well. A lot of pressure was actually built upon Azza, and he didn't really know it. If he found at least one playing from the van, he could have seen a different turnout of this round, but he was only able to find a bit of damage on Elias and Sicko. They're not able to finish that one off, unfortunately. There was a lot of utility for Encore going in towards that retake too, but just a bit unfortunate for them. A well-placed round, a well-needed round from Not Greyhound on this A side, and we look towards the cash, we look towards the Benjamins, and I mean, they're still all right for both of these squads to go in. You know, Not Greyhound will have to on the back of that victory, but it is the choice for Encore if they want to go in full-fledged or not. They save over that AWP and they decide to go in, and they actually have a secondary AWP on the floor. So this is where the potency does come through, Mitch. I remember you mentioning it in the previous map of Vertigo. You toiled with the idea that we've got AWPers on this Encore side. They can get out a double AWP on the CT side. That's exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah. All they can really hope for here, Not Greyhound, is like some momentum, right? If they win this round, that's a scrap of the economy. Finally, some further control. But look at Encore. 3 in mid. Sure, they're going to have to retake pretty hard here if they're unsuccessful. And it does look like Not Greyhound have got some semblance of a read. But Gratisfaction has that AWP. In's now going to get the re-smoke down towards top middle. And he does have some extra utility to play around with as well. Savage looking to clear unders. Nobody home again. Sterling already on that line. I think Vexite might be able to take him. Great flash, but Sterling, he's up close. This is what I mean. It's like the pea shooting gallery for the man right now. Now they just have to collect that bomb, get on towards A. But no, In's, he does get one, but he's 2 HP. Now the damage is being dealt onto this site. Bomb has been recovered. Bomb has been secured. Maybe, just maybe, this is the reset. But they're already here. Both members. Savage can get the kit, can get out of the window. But it's a 1 versus 4 now. It would be the unthinkable for Hazard. But I think he's got to go for it. All I can think he can really hope for is damage at this point. Saving the weapon into the next round is not the same as what they've done in the previous few.
So there were 4 clinical duels that had to be won in this round right now for victory, essentially. And this is just summing it up very, very scarcely, right? First one that Sterling wins over in mid. And then for the way to get back into the round from Not Greyhound with the execution of their smokes, you had Sicko, Inz, and Alistair all prompted with a duel. And they all win them at the same moment individually. So that's 3 very important frags found in amongst themselves for Not Greyhounds to essentially secure the round. And Hazard is playing damage mitigation and loses the gun.
But there's some confidence boosting for Alistair as well. You know, he started off with the rifle, brute forcing his way out. Now he's got the AWP. And it is going to be that full eco. So all Not Greyhound can hope for again. Like, this is the first real opportunity where they've been able to breathe, but they need to do it correctly. They need to ensure that they are clean in this round. Another round with 5 alive will mean a very, very good economic position for the rest of the half. Losing any further things, giving weapons over to Encore will make it scary, because even with this cash position, that's going to be a big nade onto Hazard. But even with this cash position, Encore have a pretty average looking buy into the next side. There's no, it's okay. There's 1. Still holding firmly. Flashes over the top. That's going to be from Alistair. There's some love and support from a more experienced member. Savage up top mid now. Does clear. Backside should be A-OK. And now the remaining 3 members of Encore, they're a little bit in disarray. 5 still alive for Not Greyhound.
Just USPs. I think that's the simmering in towards this round as well. But the big thing to take away from it, Mitch, Not Greyhound will take the lead on the T side.
Big. Very, very big. And again, all they can hope for, like, if they were to go out 0-2, they will be so down on themselves, you know, and taking the momentum into the next competition, which obviously is just a cash prize, you know, and some, obviously, you know, some points for the ESL mark later on in ESL Challenger Melbourne. But look at them already now. Who are they going to leave at apartments to watch the flank? We do have ins in unders, so he should be hearing something. Bomb dropped. Ali's going to stay in amps.
Isn't the winner of ESL Challenger go to conference? Don't they go to conference?
Conference. Yeah. Yes, correct. Conference and a big chunk of change, to my knowledge.
Yeah. Here we go. Plant in. Try to survive with all 5 alive. Build up that cash for Not Greyhound as well, just in case you do start to see some rounds go the way of Encore. But for what was a 5-3 lead for Encore, where they were looking absolutely impeccable, you know, all it took was 1 reset to see Not Greyhound get back into this game.
Well, it's like Encore was still looking fantastic. This is how many times have I casted, well, you and me both, you know, and me even a little bit longer. How long have I been casting this battle?
Yes.
This same duel in every tier 1 tournament. It is the most competitive it has ever looked. I've not seen Not Greyhound feel this pressure locally almost ever.
Well, when's
you
the
know,
last
obviously
time...
it's a completely new roster now, like compared to the old one, you know, with Dexter and Vic Stacy and Urkas, but
I'm just wondering when was the last time we actually saw Encore beat Order out in a big match.
Quite regularly we would see them win in the upper bracket, then lose in the finals.
It's been a while though. I'm scrolling down the stats, and the last time was DreamHack Open September last year.
There you go. And they're already a map ahead, and it was a convincing one at that. Not Greyhound are really sort of putting the pressure. And look, sure, obviously for Encore, it's a big boost to their roster.
Correct, yeah.
Like just the fact that you've got 2 veterans of Mirage in the server with you, you know, to be able to have that double up in the AWP for Gratisfaction and Sterling. It's a big thing. Window smoke out for ins a little bit later in the round. They've been taking a very tactical approach here towards this T side of Mirage. It does appear that they are setting their sights towards A. They can't overlook Gratisfaction though, who was a big menace. This Vex side. Oh, you're playing with fire, my friend. Azza, don't actually think he's got the timing, got the spot. He's into the window now, and Savage has been forced away, so they are going to start to... Are you joking, Savage? Literally boosted him into that position. In's now getting the catch onto short, and Azza punishing, getting the trade back. Vex side up connected now, and it's just the 2 members on the site. It is going to be Gratisfaction inside the sandwich, and he is eating good tonight as he will get a 3rd in the round. Not quite a 3rd, but it's all on a Vex site in a 1v2. Now, Bomb still in the spawn, but it's winnable. Oh, it's winnable. What's he going to do? Gratisfaction over the top. Oh, Savage! No, that was the last bullet. That was the last bullet?
Yeah.
He's happy with that. There's a big chair, a big screen, and look, I've had it drilled into my brain that Savage has been the one putting up the big numbers. Vexite finally on Mirage, his home territory, and he pulls out that 1v3.
Yeah, that was a big round from Vexite as well. After almost, you know, kind of doing Alistair dirty by sending Savage his way. Wins out the duels in the end. You know, a 2 versus 1 where Savage may be a little bit too eager to take that duel from the triple box. But regardless, you got to back yourself in those situations. He attempted to do so. And then, I guess, Gratisfaction maybe was told that Vexite was running away or something of that similar narrative. But regardless, loses the duel. Domed straight to the face. Not Greyhound. 1 away from securing the half now, and the purchase to come through from Encore isn't looking that solid. So
nah, this should definitely be one for Not Greyhound, and a well important one, you know, setting themselves up nicely, but the pistol is still going to be so important, right? That CT pistol for them. Dropping into unders, both the MP9s, the duo, Gratisfaction and Azza. Oh, jeez. That's a little bit dicey there, but both the armored players have at least been taken care of. Remaining members all at 8. Sicko starting to pull away as well. Bit of a moonwalk out of Palace there.
Sterling has a Zeus.
And they're still doing their due diligence.
Sterling definitely wants someone to walk into his crosshairs so he can electrocute them. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Don't think so. Sicko's just going to, again, cruise on out. Happy with his position. Just playing that lurk, but they are wrapping in around towards A. There should be a bit of a call. I think they're just still waiting to see if there's going to be any level of a mistake to come out from Encore. Window will be smoked. Sterling all the way into Palace here. Ins now trying to clear up short. We'll have the flash into ladder to at least clear out that position. But it definitely does look like that bomb is heading A. They are walking into the connector position right now. This could be very, very nasty, but there's the information at least gathered. They're still going for this contest, though. They will punish Hazard. Savage and Sterling don't have much to kind of clear out here. Now Sicko looking to find. There we go. It's going to be A-okay.
I just want to see Sterling run out of Palace with the Zeus. Ah, they've seen it. Maybe he
still could find it.
Yeah, maybe.
Sicko's up close.
Nah, that grenade's got him. Maybe not.
Oh.
Come on, Sicko. Please allow us the enjoyment of a Zeus kill. Oh, he's missed
it. No. Well, there's the half lead, Komodo. Not Greyhound have been hard pressed to find it. Vexite had to go nuclear in that previous round with the 1v3. Last bullet tap onto the head of Gratisfaction after he went big in a 3K from the sandwich. Both members up on 12. It's the single AWP this time. Sterling picking that one up. And, you know, I gotta say that I feel like Encore kind of need this one. Not Greyhound do find 10 on the T side of Mirage. That one is a spicy one.
Yeah, for certain. That is staring down the barrel or something very, very concerning in my mind. I'm literally, you know, wondering what Encore's T side will look like on this map, because it is not a map they play. Everyone should have an idea of Mirage, but it's not Greyhound who have, you know, a world of experience on this map.
As we know on Mirage, it's a commonly played map in Oceania, you could say. And Gratisfaction has decided to go walkabout in towards Palace, and he's been rewarded for his spoils and his confidence. That's exactly the kind of play that does get it going. And as I mentioned, you know, something that we don't see Not Greyhound be prepared for, because this is not something that any other team would do against them. But Gratisfaction and Azza, they have played these guys, and they were the superior in the past, you know?
Yep. And now look at the confidence from them to push through A main with 40 seconds to go. It's going to tell us two things. Number one, that there's no one here, and you got to be prepared over towards B. Or number two, that it's a Palace bust. And Hazard's careful of the first one. Throws the smoke to buy time. And now the reposition from Gratisfaction to under balcony as well. He just needs to be careful. He doesn't bite off more than he can chew. And Savage has gotten all the information now that he's dispatched of Liaz over at B. Vexite goes, and they've got a really good idea for this lockdown around the site. And it's Gratisfaction to put a stopper on it.
That was a very, very rough round there from Not Greyhound. They look to not be on the same page at all. And it's going to be Gratisfaction with the big three as well. He has been lifting very, very heavy on this map. I am familiar with a victory against Astralis, a very, very strong Astralis from the old Renegades roster, including Gratisfaction, many moons ago now on this very map of Mirage. So that's exactly sort of why they were happy to let Mirage float. The confidence from these players, and, you know, we know that any sort of pugging that gets done does quite commonly end up on Mirage. So
don't remind me.
Both players are going to be, you know, all the players are going to be comfortable enough to play it. Like, anyone can really play Mirage with confidence in the region, but how good your T side's going to look is a completely different story.
That is the very big thing. I'm gathering, but just back from, you know, what the pistol round looked like for Not Greyhound, right? They came out with the silence. They came out with the very slow-natured approach, and they go in. You know, they take the full control of the A site, but then what happens? Encore shoot them. And they shoot them very, very nicely. So
my thoughts here, 7-8, anyone's game, anyone's series. Pistol round, super important, right?
Yeah.
9-6, maybe a little bit more leaning towards that Not Greyhound side. But the pistol, irrespective, like, you know, Not Greyhound have already secured the half. That's a guarantee.
Yep.
But the CT pistol is going to be, you know, one of the most important ones that they could sort of ever play for. They win that next... They take this map, they take it to nuke, and all of a sudden there's some pressure that's easing off the shoulders, right? They know they're going to have to deal with not a super strong T side from Encore, given the fact that it's Azza, you know, only just starting to lead these boys. But from what we saw, you know, unfortunately, it wasn't enough for DGG to fight back with, even after finding so many rounds.
Look at the...
But not Greyhound have a stronger T side.
Look at the A main build that we've got from Encore right now, actually. Pushed in through, Gratisfaction on the line with the AWP, Savage in tow. That's a big opener for Liaz onto Hazard, though. That's got a path and opportunity up through B short. Got rotation starting to happen from Azza, but he doesn't have a molly. He doesn't have a smoke. He doesn't really have anything to hold them at bay here. It's all going to be on his crosshair placement, and on the first one is good. You mentioned Vexite Con. He's going to be the linchpin to keep this rotation from happening, to assist over at the B side, but he's lost his life. Now Liaz to open up on this site.
Has to cross, has to get in very, very quickly. Sterling straight onto that line. Awesome, awesome flash. Will allow enough time to find the plant onto default. But they've got 3 hungry members of Encore marching their way in towards this site. And Liaz already spotted. He's alive somehow. 2 very low members of the side of Not Greyhound. It's got to be all onto Ins. Creeping his way back up towards the van. Exactly. They've got all that it is needed to clear it. And Sterling, he's got the line straight away.
Very nice.
All on the same page. Encore, and that's 7. It's anyone's game, Komodo.
Indeed it is. 7-8. A great little retake to come through from the little flashbang that you even see from Gratisfaction on the back of that little curved wall. Pops right nicely onto short for Savage to peek. Anyone on the line, they get the idea on where Liaz was playing at the back of the bench and then just flush him out together as a unit. You know, this is very instilled discipline that Encore are running into this game with. Looking very nice. 8-7. Anyone's game, Mitch. But I think the penultimate question literally is right now, Encore, what does your T side look like? Was your CT side enough? Maybe not.
Yeah, but again, that's the thing. I think, you know, there's going to be a level of not Greyhound being in their own heads. Feeling the pressure. They don't look anywhere near as confident as they did yesterday. They were worlds ahead, losing their comfort pick of Inferno. And then having to play it out, you know, against a very, very strong and confident looking Encore. Just the way that their CT side was thrown about and how happy they were to take full mid control, take apps, you know, peek into A. Gratisfaction really sort of led the charge there. It is going to be much harder for him to do on this T side, but irrespective, like, I think, you know, there's got to be a massive, massive credit given to Encore, and no team in this server right now deserves it more than the other. An opportunity to represent our region at the Minor, which is obviously going to be the RMR event between Asia, Middle East, China, and Oceania. It's going to be at PAX 2022 in Melbourne at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre between October 7, 8, and 9. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. I hope to see you all there. Already had my flights booked and ready to rock and roll. So, plenty more Counter-Strike for the rest of the year, hey?
I've got my train ticket ready to go.
Yeah. Trust me, bro. Flying 4 hours every time you want to do something does get a bit tired.
Yeah, indeed. I just travel an hour and a half to the city via train. Without the stick, it's not fun. It has its reward, don't get me wrong. But...
Man then builds a house out that way. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we have it. The halftime extraordinaire pistol round. Both teams so disgustingly important. As we know, what we did see the old first, I think it was 7 rounds. We didn't get to see any team have a stranglehold before Encore finally took it. And then it was Not Greyhound to respond accordingly. So the utility is in the hands of Azza. Sterling's also picked up a smoke and double flash. So they are going to be setting their sights on A, it would appear. Maybe just the jungle stairs, get into CT. So it's actually probably going to be a very similar to approach to what we saw from Not Greyhound in the previous. This time, Alistair, he only has the smoke and kit, and they've got 3 stacked up here. So they're ready.
And a push in
apartments. How ready will they be?
A push in apartments from Not Greyhound, so they should get a lot of this information. It's going to be
rotate from ins immediately.
And jungle smoke over. Flashes to assist. You mentioned ins on the rotation. That's coming over now as well. Will we get any frags? No, it's going to be Vexite from under the balcony to absolutely upset things. Great shot from Savage, however, but he needs another one right now. Ins comes on through to be the decimator. These shots are crispy. And now Sterling seen in the sandwich as well. He's going to try to get a closer. 1 versus 3 from Sterling. Okay, settled down. You don't have any armor. You need to play this a little bit better. And you've got no bomb either.
All right. So they've locked this into position nicely. Sterling's going to do the old parkour into Palace. Smoke available still for Alistair. They can actually allow this plant. This is the duo that we saw pull away the 2-on-4 earlier on in that eco round. Liaz and Alistair, best of pals. Now Liaz just moving into connector. Ali just sitting at triple, watching patiently. Doesn't need to overstep at all. Got it. Sterling taken. There we go. Alistair to put the nail in the coffin. And that is, again, to stress it, such an important pistol round. And with no bomb plant, that's an eco for Encore.
Yeah, it'll be very, very ambitious of them to get up the purchase without a bomb plant. Kind of just ride this for what it is. See that Not Greyhound get to double digits and then get your guns happening into the next round. And hopefully you do find your first gun round on the board with holding a bunch of the weaponry as well, because we're seeing 3 A1Ss over on the side of Not Greyhound. A couple of MP9s that could actually farm up a bit of cash. Provided that it does find these kills.
Well, given the fact that it's an eco here,
yeah,
keeping every single member alive of Not Greyhound is imperative. Can't lose a single member, especially not to the Glocks. You know, USPs, sometimes a different story. It's not often you see a Glock round secured.
No. No, it is not.
It's very slow, isn't it?
Oh, look, as I said, you know, free timeout to just figure it out. See if you can bait in one of the Not Greyhound members to walk into your 5 crosshairs. Because maybe you get a frag. And if you don't, then you're giving an ace over towards somebody. And it's just an eco, so it probably doesn't hurt you too hard. Here we go. Oh, maybe not.
Back on the brakes. Nah, it's okay. There's not really a whole lot they can kind of do.
That's like you went to go have a car race at a green light and then a cop just pulls up and you have to stop.
Yeah, basically that. Savage has accidentally got a team kill. And it should be 5 alive. There we go. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Not Greyhounds. 10 secured, double digits. And here is where the real dogs come out to play. All the AKs out. Savage also joining the party. Decent belt of utility. It's going to be enough. And we've just got the 2 MP9s still. Orp will come out into the next. We likely will see the Sicko Alistair extraordinaire on the double Orp. But it might be a few rounds away before that one does come in. Castle Flash over the top for Sicko. And oh my god, he is on an island. It is going to be a very, very quick play towards this A site. And I don't think they're ready to do the retake just yet either. They're just going to walk straight out. Komodo,
Yeah.
There's no utility here at all.
Oh, if that was an incendiary, that would have been a little bit better place. The taps to come out from Savage, however, is a great start for this round. To go with the MP9, looking for something. He's at least afforded one. With the plant not yet happening, will it be into the open or not? There's no one watching CT. They have to keep eyes on this one. They have to keep the protector.
Ooh.
Finally, it will start to go down, Mitch. 4 versus 4. 2 MP9s, though, for Not Greyhound.
You can see there was a little bit of indecision in that position right now. 3 members into CT. And just going to be Vexside waiting in that outside of connector position. MP9s aren't exactly the weapon that you want to be fighting with. It was a good flash to keep them at bay. Molotov towards Firebox, but nobody home. They need a smoke off Palace. They need a smoke off A ramp. The bomb is actually going to be put into position as well. And they can throw down another. They're going to know exactly where this plant line is, but there's Vexside. Oh, he's moved. He's moved way too quickly, maybe, but there's 2. Is he going to have enough time? No, absolutely not. He's out of there. But unfortunately, the MP9s for Not Greyhound do not work out. 2 alive for Encore. And Vexside taking that AK is indeed a big play, because Alistair's going to have to go in with the glass cannon AWP into the next, irrespective. So it's not a great buy at all for Not Greyhound, but Vexside's sacrifice does at least give them some hope. Otherwise, they're reset, and otherwise, that's Encore putting them back to 10.
It's going to be a little bit of a lesser strengthened purchase for both of these sides, right? Because Hazza has to go down to the Galil, Liaz has to go down to the Famus, and then you are glass cannon with no utility for Alistair on that AWP. So, a bit weaker for both of these sides. And a bit of a lean for Encore over towards the A side of things right now. Just leaving Azza to his own devices up through mid. He is going to get smoked on off. You got Vexite and Inns to play spotter over towards this location. And you know that Vexite should be able to find Azza right now. Creeping through the smoke. Hazza also got taken down low. It is just a great little hold around the A side right now. It might even be a flawless finish for Not Greyhound. It's just Gratisfaction in the palace, out of the palace, hopping around.
1 point of damage dealt to Vexite. That's all she wrote so far. And look at this position from Liaz. Or is it Inns? It's Inns, rather. Of course, he's up towards the TV room, having a little bit of a look now. Gratisfaction, not too far behind. Will they find the battle, or will they not? I think he might spot him as he walks up the stairs, unless it's 4-3. No, it's still okay. I've got 4-3 on, so I could see him. That's absolutely fine. Round secured. Pushing it forward, and a really, really rough eco here for Encore. This could be the 3-map extraordinaire as it's lining up to be right now.
It actually could be. Could even see the same score lines if Encore aren't able to fashion anything on their T side right now. Likewise of what we kind of saw from Not Greyhound in the tail end of that previous map. Do just see an eco come through from Encore right now, as they have to have a bit of a discussion on what they're going to need to do when their next gun round does come on through, because it was a close result when they did get their first victory on this T side, right? Vexite bring it down to a 1 versus 2, having to go for that save. And then in the previous one, not a single kill was found.
Oh, there's Vexite. This is exactly what he wants. Some eco frags to bolster out his stats, as he has been having a very good run. You know, Vexite has got a very difficult role, open to a lot of criticism. You know, was it the right pick? And he's definitely been leaning in quite nicely. You know, one of those young prodigies, young talents, but does put a lot of pressure onto Inns, you know, to continue to develop as a leader. Kingfisher also the same as the coach. But 4 rounds the difference now. At least Not Greyhound have been able to give themselves some room to breathe. Vexite feeling very, very comfortable now. The AK will be sent over from Inns. Thank you, sir. But the full buy to come out again from Encore. The last buy on buy round, it was Not Greyhound that really sort of locked Encore out immediately. And you wonder how much strategy. This is basically it from now, isn't it, Komodo? T sides for Encore.
Yeah.
Where are they going to find the space? How are they going to look?
Well, they did have a T side over on Vertigo. So
Vertigo, completely different beast, it feels like.
Yeah, but
they looked
didn't it?
so hot on that map. Because, you know, they struggled a little bit on Inferno. They struggled a little bit on Nuke.
Struggled a lot on Nuke.
Yeah. And now they're struggling a little bit on this map of Mirage. But Hazard does get a great response. Vexite, though, also there to do the justice. And I think Inns is happy for almost a third. Sterling gets taken a little bit lower. Bomb can be recovered, but old Sterling's got a 1v4 on his hands.
Gonna be very difficult. 3 targets to try and isolate in a couple of individual duels. Sicko giving up his head for the first one. He's going to take him down to half HP. But will this be expected? Great little KZ action to come through from Sterling.
Alistair's heard him.
Quickly over towards B. Alistair is repositioning right now, so does have the right call for himself. He can lock down a line for the cross from short. It's going to be the opportune one onto Sterling. And I'm expecting the pick. I'm still expecting the pick.
He is goddamn sharp on those flicks, isn't he, Alistair? Another eco for Encore. This one should be a little bit quicker. Maybe a Tech 9 rush with a little bit of utility. That's what they're looking to do right now, but not wanting to overinvest too much. Sterling still wants to get his AWP up into the next. Gratisfaction going to be doing the same. So there we go. Techie's out, and it is going to be the old Classico rush towards B, it would seem.
See if it works with the Tech 9s. They've got a smoke to extinguish the flames, but you can't really protect themselves against a big old HE grenade. It's actually going to go a little bit to the side because no one continued to go. Hazza loses his life first. Everybody's still healthy. But all that utility that tried to assist them to get into the B side is gone, right? So really now, kind of feels like you've just got that Glock round again with just a bit of an upgrade on pistols. What can you really do? Okay, maybe find a kill.
Yeah, poor Vexite has his head ripped off the shoulders, and now Sterling tries to jump into the window. Azza also looking to do the same. This was the famed Azza play, wasn't it? Getting into window mid-round, catching off the rotates of his opponents, but it looks like Sicko's going to be able to do the punish. And Savage, goodbye. Sicko locks it down. And this is a much more comfortable looking Not Greyhound. We're lining up for 16-8s on both maps. Unless Encore have something to say about it in this one. Sterling's going to get the AWP, as we mentioned in the previous. No need yet for the double AWP on this side of Not Greyhound. They have been looking brilliant here.
Last-ditch attempts with the guns here for Encore. Max loss bonus coming into their pockets, but really, you know, the weight of their T side, I was questioning it before we started. This isn't a map that they play whatsoever. What can, you know, Azza and Gratisfaction really bring to the party right now? Unfortunately, hasn't been too much in terms of finding how the T side should be run on this side. It is a 1-to-1 trade. Vexite still lurking around. He's seen the body of Azza. He'll take him to the grave. And things are just kind of falling over in this round once more. For Encore, Savage is burning, forced out into the open, caught off guard. Faction and Sterling, Mitch see what they can do, and unfortunately it's just a rinse and repeat, a copy-paste with a little bit of a different smell.
Oh, a little bit shaky there, but Sicko does get the job done in the end. So yeah, look, it definitely appears that Encore are having sort of a plague on their T side, right? Have they won a single round? Yes, they've got one round alone on this T side, and it was the round where Not Greyhound had 2 MP9s. Yep. So yeah, it's a complete different change of pace, and as I said, like, it has to be stressed how important this is, that moving in and leading a new group of players is so challenging, especially when it's straight off the plane. So
yeah,
there will be plenty more time for this Encore roster to develop, and again, you know, I think this has been a real big eye-opener for Not Greyhound.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
still nuke.
Yeah,
there is still nuke.
Indeed, the case that it might be a little bit sooner rather than later right now, as the kills once more are going over towards Not Greyhound, just trying to bully out in toward the A site. No kills yet gone their way, and there won't be a single one. 16-8 is indeed going to be the resultant scoreline on this map here on Mirage. So, Mitch, yeah, going in towards the third map, you know, we've seen what Encore had on Vertigo. We've seen what Not Greyhound had on Mirage. From history, yesterday, it went the way of Not Greyhound on Nuke. Is it going to be any different now?
Absolutely, and look, I don't think it should be, but at the end of the day, I definitely did see some more warmth come out from the side of Encore in this day, right? They've been playing really hot. They've had individuals